in 5 minutes to open the boutique.
I'll be fine, Holly. Don't worry about me.
You sure? I mean, you're welcome to come along if you want.
I don't think I could face all those faces.
Oh, what's the problem? Just a few female faces. Most of them covered with mud packs anyway.
I just think I'd be more comfortable here.
Okay, well, you'll be alone just for a little while. Robert's already left for the office, and the maid won't be here for another 15 minutes or so.
Well, that's all right. I'm sure I can get along that long without human contact.
There's coffee in the machine, and anything you want from the fridge is yours if you want.
Thank you. Holly, you've done too much already.
Well, listen, if you get worried or scared or anything at all, you know where you can reach us.
You're at the spa?
And Robert's at his office. Even if he's not there, somebody will know how to contact him.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Come on, Robert, you can tell me what's going on.
Well, there's nothing for you to worry about, just a routine investigation.
We just want to ask him a few questions.
You wanted to see me, Jimmy Lee?
No, I don't, but they do.
Oh, hey, Grant.
I'm no better than I was the last time we talked. What can I do for you, Commissioner?
I see you wearing your sneakers.
What about it?
I was hoping to take a look at your work shoes.
Do you happen to have them with you?
Afraid not.
Back at the gatehouse?
Nope, they're not there either. Fact is, I lost my work shoes.
Any idea how?
Nope, not the slightest. They just disappeared from my closet one day.
Well, I'm afraid we're going to have to search your personal effects.
With your permission, of course.
Of course. Search away. Here are my keys. Car, locker, toolbox, help yourselves.
Well, it shouldn't take long. You mind waiting here?
I'm on company time. You better ask Jimmy Lee.
Sure, it's okay.
We'll be right back. Excuse me.
Morning, Beatrice.
Holly.
Interesting story on the radio this morning. Apparently someone is claiming that the mineral water from a well just outside of London has amazing curing ability.
Wow, maybe I can get the bottling rights and go into that.
Yeah, why bother? Your cream is doing just fine.
Yes, who told you that?
I just assumed.
Assume again. Business is down 30%, dear.
Oh, Holly, Holly, you must show me this bracelet.
Looks like you've got a customer.
Speak to you later.
Right.
Now, which bracelet is that?
The gold one, right there in front.
Okay.
Ah, may I try it on?
Of course, let me help you. There you go.
Ah. Excuse my dry hands.
You know, you should talk to Beatrice about that.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Why not?
The creams she uses are terrible. I mean, your skin will feel softer, but it also damages the pigment. And at times it leaves it, well, unbelievably bad.
Would that happen to you?
Well, no, not me exactly, but it was told to me by Sylvia. Sylvia Whitby. Oh, the most horrible story you've ever heard.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes, I'm going back to my old cream. At least with that, you can be safe.
Would you excuse me just a moment?
Only if you let me think about the bracelet.
Sure, take all the time you want. I'll be back in a minute. You can ask me any questions.
Oh.
Eureka, customer.
I just heard people are complaining about your cream.
I know. They burn the skin, discolor it. Don't tell me. I've heard all the stories.
Is it true?
Look, here. You try that jar. It's a free sample, huh? There's nothing wrong with that cream.
Well, then why are they saying all those things about it?
I don't know. Somebody's starting vicious rumors about it. I don't know how or where, but I don't understand it at all. All I know is they're killing my business.
Well, it can't be your competition because you don't have any.
I don't know who's behind it. Rumors are rumors, and how they get started is anybody's guess.
Well, not necessarily.
You got some idea?
Well, maybe a place to start. Give me a day or two and I'll see what I can dig up.
Gonna do a little detective work?
Runs in the family.
I don't believe it. You found them.
They are yours, then.
Of course they're mine.
Same ones you lost?
Yes. Where did you find them? You didn't have time to run to the guest house and back.
Didn't need to.
We found them in the trunk of your car.
My car? That's impossible.
underneath an old towel.
Why did you lie about their whereabouts?
I didn't lie. I had no idea that they were there.
You didn't put them in the trunk?
No. No, the last time I saw them, they were in my closet.
Okay, suppose you guys tell us what this is all about.
I was hoping Grant could do that.
Well, obviously, they're important to your investigation.
Vitally important.
Which is why, you see, we're concerned. It looks suspiciously as if you hid these in the trunk.
Why would I do that?
Because you went somewhere, you didn't want us to know about it, and you didn't have time to clean your boots up.
Let's look at them yourself. They're full of mud.
Mud? Mud from where?
Wait, 1 minute, Jimmy Lee.
Would you like to tell us where that mud came from?
I have no idea. I haven't worn them in a week. In fact, I just noticed they were missing a few days ago.
You really expect us to believe that?
Yes, I do.
This doesn't look good, Grant. Your shoes, your trunk, and you say you know nothing about it?
I didn't put them in there. Obviously, somebody else did.
Oh, come on, son, tell us the truth. The boys at the lab will tell us everything we want to know about those shoes. The more you lie, the deeper you get into this.
I'm telling you the truth, damn it, Ramsey. I have not seen those shoes in a week.
Grant, what are we supposed to believe here? If they walked out of the closet on their own?
You can believe whatever you want. It's obvious you don't believe me.
We're just doing our job.
No, what you're doing is called a witch hunt. You're looking for somebody to blame this thing on, and I am elected.
Now, this is just a routine investigation, and you said that you would cooperate with us.
Exactly. Would I have given you the keys to my car if I was hiding something in the trunk?
At this point, I think you'd do almost anything.
You're grabbing, Ramsey. You're really grabbing. You haven't got a case, and you're grabbing at straws.
We'll be taking the shoes with us.
Fine, you take them. And next time you come looking for me, you be sure to bring a search warrant with you.
We'll be in touch. Thank you again, Jimmy Lee. Sure. Oh, and Grant. Don't leave town.
It's implying I have something to run away from, and I don't. Not a thing in this world.
We'll see, won't we?
All that cold, dry air, I sure will look like a prune. I used some cream from California. It's pretty good.
Oh, you must give me the name of it. I'm in the market now.
Oh, I thought you got free samples from Beatrice.
Oh, well, as my mother used to say, beware of things that come free. There's usually a reason.
What do you mean? There was something wrong with them?
I'll say, a week or two of applications and your skin changes color.
No.
Oh, it's true. Ask anyone. The word has it that it actually makes you look older.
Did that happen to you? Could you see the difference?
Well, no, not to me. I quit in time.
So somebody told you that?
Somebody must have. How else would I have known?
Do you remember who?
No, not offhand.
Could you think? Because it might be important.
Why? The way I see it, the only issue here is the cream itself. It's dangerous, and if you're smart, you'll stay away from it.
Well, yes, but...
Oh, excuse me, I'm late for aerobics.
Imagine that. A woman my age being approached by a supermarket box boy. Whatever did you do?
Well, I can't say I blame the box boy. I mean, that's what you get for looking so young.
Well, thank you, but it takes a lot of work, I can tell you.
No, I don't believe it. You have that kind of skin that's ageless.
No, it's called mud packs twice a week and cream every night. Find a routine and stick to it. That's the key to looking young.
You use Beatrice's special formula, don't you?
Oh, heavens, no, not anymore, I don't.
But didn't you know? That cream's no good. It bleaches the skin pigmentation and causes a sallow look.
Oh, who told you that?
Well, I told her. That's exactly what happened to me.
Well, you look just fine.
Well, I didn't at first. Ask Leo. He was the first one who noticed the change in my skin color.
Leo, you think?
Oh, yes, he noticed it right away. He said that he'd seen it on a lot of the other ladies, too.
And that's all it took for us to put 2 and 2 together.
Yes, it's definitely Beatrice's cream. That was the one common denominator.
Well, it's funny I didn't hear anything about that.
Well, if you didn't hear, you were the last one. Everyone else knows.
Oh, including Beatrice. And she knows that she made a mistake. She's issuing refunds.
Yes, we're hoping this will be the end of it here.
Well, it doesn't seem to have had any lasting effect, anyway.
Thank you. I think I caught it in time, but you can just be sure it'll be a while before I try any of Beatrice's products again.
And that goes for all of us. Does anybody know where Leo is? I think I'd like to have a talk with him.
Whatever for?
Well, it's just a hunch, but either way, I think this cream incident needs a little more investigating.
There she goes again, pretending to be a detective. Really, Holly, isn't one police commission on the family enough?
Well, I work independently.
Okay. First check it with the plaster cast, and if necessary, move on to soil residue and samples.
I think it's going to match up.
Yeah, it's almost too simple. First the fingerprints on the wood, now the shoes. I mean, guy goes to the trouble of planting a rather sophisticated bomb, and he louses it up by leaving clues and trail everywhere.
You ever think that maybe he wants to get caught? You find that a lot in these domestic cases. A guy gets mad enough to do away with someone, but then he still feels that he needs to be punished.
And since when have you been into psychology?
Well, actually, I got that from a book I've been reading. I'll tell you, it's called The Psychology of...
Another time, Bert. Yeah, another time. Listen, let's get moving on these shoes, all right?
Yeah, sure, but
And listen, find Putnam for me. He should be back in town by now. I want to talk to him.
All right. Anything else?
Sheriff Foley's out there. He's got 2 more witnesses for us. Send him in.
Okay.
Ah, glad you can make it, Sheriff.
After a 2-hour drive, I don't like having to wait. Maybe next time you can do the honors, huh?
I thought the object of this exercise was cooperation.
Cooperation meaning the mountains come down to Mohammed?
Sheriff, look, I really appreciate you tearing yourself away from your work like this. But we're just getting started on a attempted murder investigation. Let's forget about who drives the most and get on with it, huh?
Well, obviously you're right, or I wouldn't have taken the time to bring these people all the way down here.
Then let's do it.
By all means. Come on in, folks. Commissioner Scoopia.
Oh,
Gladys
Sparks.
Harry Calvin.
Please, both take a seat. All right, Mr. Calvin, let's start with you.
All right. Just tell them like you told me, Harry.
Yes, sir. 3 days ago it was. I was cutting trees on Mr. Putnam's property when I saw him.
Grant Putnam.
No, sir. Someone else. But it looked like him. A lot like him.
But you said it wasn't him.
Couldn't have been. The hair was all different. When I called out to him, he didn't recognize me at all. Just turned and ran.
Tell them about the car, Harry.
Yes, sir. That wasn't Mr. Putnam's either. I've seen Mr. Putnam's car, and this one was different.
Can you describe it?
Yeah, it was VW Bug, white body with a white top.
Grant Andrews' car.
Well, I tried to get the license plate, but by the time I got the pin out, he was gone.
That sounds just like what happened to me. I was in the kitchen, and I heard a very loud noise, and I went outside, and there was what I thought was Mr. Putnam down by the water.
Was he anywhere near the boat?
Well, he was in it, and he was putting the cover on the motor, and I yelled down, and he jumped up real quick and put the cover back, and then hightailed it in the woods before I could talk to him.
Roughly what time was this?
It was just after 7.
You got to work rather early.
Yes, I do. I work at Mr. Putnam's in the morning and then at the Digby place in the afternoon.
I see.
Sounds pretty convincing to me.
Sure does. Well, thank you, Sheriff, for making the trip, and if you discover anything else, you'll let me know.
You'll be the first.
Thank you. And, listen, if I require anything else, I'll be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thanks, folks. So, how'd it go?
2 more witnesses who think they identified Andrews close to the scene.
Any positive ID?
Almost. What about Putnam?
Oh, he's on his way. You think he's going to be able to shed a little more light on this?
We're going to find out soon enough.
Looking for something, Mrs. Scorpio?
First off, I've got to tell you, you don't have to answer any of my questions.
I've already told you, Commissioner. You have my full cooperation.
Then you won't mind if the subject matter gets a bit personal.
I'm a firm believer in getting straight to the point.
Since you're fond of getting to the point, I'll do the same thing. Were you having an affair with Celia, and was that the reason you're at the cabin?
Our relationship is strictly platonic. As I said, a friendship. A very dear friendship.
There are some people who wouldn't agree with that.
Aside from Grant Andrews, I'd invite you to name one. I'm aware of the man's accusations, Commissioner. I'm also of the firm conviction that if you were to ask Celia or anyone else familiar with it, they'd tell you that the charges are totally false. The man is a paranoid, and it doesn't take a psychiatrist to see that.
All right. Let's suppose it's as you say, and the relationship is platonic. Can you tell me the idea's never crossed your mind?
I'd be a liar if I said that it hadn't.
But still, you'd never made any overtures.
She's married.
So you settled for friendship?
I wouldn't exactly call it settling for her.
All right, what would you call it?
For the last time, Commissioner, we are friends. She is an old friend. And just because she's married to another man was not to me any reason to give up that friendship.
Even though it was beginning to look as if that friendship was corroding her marriage?
I'm not responsible for her marriage problems.
Grant Andrews wouldn't agree with you.
Grant Andrews would be mistaken. Grant Andrews needs someplace to lay the blame. I'm convenient, so he chose me. That doesn't make me guilty of anything.
On the other hand, I mean, you two alone together, isolated, preparing for a weekend, it's got to raise a few questions.
Celia didn't tell you that.
She told me a lot of things, but it's your story that I'm interested in.
The original plan was that the two of them were going up to the cabin together. Celia and Grant. Celia had informed me that they were having marital difficulties, and I offered the use of my cabin as a place to work things out. Clean air, privacy, sometimes something like that can help.
So what happened? Why the change in plans?
Grant canceled out.
Reason?
Celia thought it was because he wanted to spend time at the St. Basil's Festival with that girl, Tanya, that he's grown so fond of.
Okay, so Grant canceled. Why did you then have to take Celia up to the cabin?
She insisted.
Why?
Because she was upset and she had to get away.
And as a good friend, you obliged.
At the time, it seemed the decent thing for me to do. Of course, I had no way of knowing what was awaiting us there.
One final question.
Of course.
Do you think that Grant Andrews could have had anything to do with that explosion?
Let me put it to you like this, sir. I spent a good portion of my life in a mental institution. I'm fully aware of the fact that the human mind is often its own worst enemy. In fact, most of the battles that we wage are within ourselves. Unfortunately, getting into another person's head is not always an easy thing.
I couldn't agree with you more, but let's get back to Grant.
I think he's a very disturbed man. Whether or not he's capable of something that drastic, I don't know. I suppose I would have to say that it's possible.
Well, thank you, Grant. Thanks for your time. If I require you for anything else, I'll be in touch.
Of course. I only hope that I was of some help.
Yeah, well, we'll find out soon enough.
Well, Commissioner. Take care of it. Celia, I mean. She's a very frightened woman.
Why are you here, Holly?
Why am I here?
Yes, Holly. Why are you here?
This terrible kink in my neck. It must have happened last night whilst I was sleeping, but when I woke up this morning, it really hurts. I can hardly move my head.
All right, then on the table.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Isn't that why you just said you came here for?
Yes, but
Well, then, on the table.
I don't want to take up your free hour.
Oh, no. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to give you a full massage. Just a couple of quick thumb jabs. Loosen up that muscle. Now tell me where it hurts.
Ow, there. Mm-hmm. It's really killing me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we call that the, Mr. Spock muscle. You know, if you squeeze it hard enough, you can knock somebody unconscious.
No, thank you.
Just relax. It feels a little stiff. I'll see if I can't uncrimp it. Relax, Holly. You're very tense.
Busy morning.
This is nervous tension. This bad case of it, too. Now tell me, what could get you so upset?
Well, it must be all the work I have to do. Speaking of which, you know, I really should get back to the routine.
No. Just stay another second.
Well, it's feeling much better.
Mm-hmm. Well, you wouldn't want it to come back now, would you?
Well, no, of course not.
Good. Then just relax. That's it. You're very different, Holly.
Different? How so?
I mean, from all the other women that come here. Most of them come because they have nothing better to do, but you, I sense a certain boredom, as if you'd much rather be doing something else than working here in a spa.
What else could I do?
Well, I should think you could get away with just about anything. I mean, considering who you're married to and everything. In fact, I'm surprised you don't work with your husband.
No, he'd never approve of that. He comes from the old school of a woman's place is in the home.
Mm-hmm. Well, he lets you work here, doesn't he?
Oh, charity work. It's good for his public image.
Must be a difficult life being in the public eye all the time.
Oh, you get used to it.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Oh,
There. All better. You're a new woman.
well, it's just amazing, really, a miracle. I can turn my head now.
Another satisfied customer.
Oh, how much do I owe you?
No. This one's on me.
Really?
It's a pleasure.
Well, thank you, Leah. Thank you very much.
No problem. Come again. Soon.
Business was so bad, I thought I'd take a walk. Hey, you look out of breath. You okay?
Oh, yes, I just had a little running around to do.
Something to do with me?
Well, I found out who's behind the rumors about your cream.
You found out already.
It's Leo.
The master? Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Most of the women couldn't remember where they heard it from first, but those who do all say it was Leo. He said to them that their skin looked blotchy, and he said it was probably to do with their moisturizing cream.
Oh, you know, I've been thinking maybe he's right. You know, I've been thinking about it. Maybe this has something to do, something wrong with the cream.
No, I assure you your cream is just fine.
Then how do you account for all this talk?
Well, did you do anything to Leo, maybe?
What do you mean, do anything?
Well, I don't know, make him mad, get on his bad side or something. Maybe you did it and you weren't aware of it.
Well, if I did, I couldn't tell you. No, actually, we've been, you know, rather friendly. Say, are you all right?
Oh, just a sore neck muscle. But as for why Leo is doing this, I assure you I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Well, I don't care why he's doing it. I just wanted to stop.
There is the woman we should talk to.
Oh, Lorena.
Come on. Lorena, do you have a moment?
That, not much more.
Look, this is important, Lorena.
Well, if I can be of assistance.
Call Leo off, would you?
Pardon me?
He's up to something. I think you should know about it.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous. Leo is a very dedicated worker.
He's also very good at starting rumors.
What kind of rumors?
I think, Beatrice, you can tell her.
Well, it's hard to explain, really, except that he started a rumor saying that my cream was bad, that it caused discoloring of the skin, age spots, you know. I've spoken to several women. The rumor definitely comes from Leo.
How strange. I mean, what would he have to gain by that?
Well, we don't know.
All we know is that we want a stop put to it, okay? Look, Lorena, if I sell my creams here, and if somebody says something bad about them, it's going to reflect badly on you, isn't it?
This is very true.
So what are you going to do about it?
Well, it sounds like I better have a talk with Leo.
An announcement might be nice. Something to clear the air.
Yes, of course. I'll take care of it immediately.
Thank you. We knew you'd see our point.
Yes, just give me a couple of days and I'll have it all straightened out.
Good.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll try to track down Leo.
Wasn't so difficult, was it?
Oh, you know, I should have come to see you sooner, Holly. You're quite a detective. I dare say. As good as your husband.
Well, I'm learning.
Soil samples, mud residue. These are the same shoes that were walking around in the mud outside that cabin.
There's no doubt in their mind at all.
No, the prints match perfectly. No mistaking it at all.
Oh, Robert!
Please.
Robert!
Celia, I only want to talk with you.
Hello?
I just want to talk to you. Just
I
talk.
can't hear you.
Talk to me, Celia. Please talk to me.
Something's going on here.
Well, maybe it's just a phone malfunction.
Way to find out.
Don't you realize you're believing exactly what he wants you to believe?
He tried to kill
No,
me!
Celia, I didn't try to kill you. I would never do that. Celia, I love you. I love you. Please, just leave it alone. Don't answer that. I said don't answer that.
Celia, are you there? Hello? Celia! Let's go.
Where are you going? What's up?
It's an emergency, Bert. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, terrific.
Where is she?
She's right in there.
Celia?
Robert, I was so scared.
It's all right. It's all right. Everything's okay. It's okay. What happened?
He wouldn't go away. I begged him to, and he kept banging on the door.
I wanted to talk to her. She wouldn't let me in.
Obviously, you knew it was going to upset her.
I had hoped that if we had a chance to talk face to face, we could straighten things out.
He just appeared, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I came in through the secret door. Celia, please. You gotta give me one more chance.
I told you, Grant, it is too late.
I don't believe that. I don't think you mean that.
Robert, please get him out of here.
Come on, Grant. Let's go downtown for us. Bert, you stay here with Celia until Holly gets home.
Now what happens? You gonna arrest me?
You keep this up, mate. You give me no choice. Mr. Quickly.
We just got them home from work.
I guess it's what you'd call perfect timing.
Well, the important thing is that you're here.
On the phone, they said it was very important. We've done nothing wrong.
No, nothing to worry about. Just a few questions, that's all.
Anything you want, we'll cooperate. You have my word.
What about you, Tanya?
Depends on the question.
We'll get right to it, then. My main concern is your relationship with Grant Andrews.
We're friends. We met through Father, and we've been friends ever since.
Can you define the term friends? I mean, it means a lot of different things to a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I guess you could say we have a mutual respect and admiration for one another.
Loyalty, too.
You could say that.
What about you, Boris? Are you Grant Andrews' friend as well?
I befriended Grant Andrews, that is true. He was from the old country, and I thought we had the same ideals. But I was wrong. He was not the man I thought he was.
Father, you can't say that.
It's the truth. We are no longer friends, Grant Andrews and I. He did things of which I cannot approve.
Father, do you know what you're saying about him?
It makes no difference. This is America. In America, you cooperate with the police, or you end up back in the old country.
Look, he's scared, and he doesn't know what he's saying, all right?
I know what I say, Commissioner. Grant Andrews is no longer my friend. I know that for a fact.
Maybe you better leave us, Tanya. If I need to talk to you, I'll be in touch. She thinks
I'm betraying her. I only do what I feel best for her.
Making you a good father. Now, you said that you and Grant are no longer friends. What precipitated this?
Precipitated?
Yeah, I assume you had some sort of a falling out.
Yes, sir.
What was the reason?
His attentions to my daughter. The friendship, that's fine. The three of us having fun together, I don't mind that. But when he makes advances, I lose all respect. He's a married man going after my sweet, innocent Tanya. What am I supposed to do?
Protect her, I guess.
You bet protect her. No married man's going to steal my Tanya's heart. First, he's dishonest to his wife. Then he's dishonest to me. Now my Tanya. Who knows what a man like that will do?
Hello, Mrs. Scorpio.
Oh, Mr. Putnam.
May I come in, please?
I'm sorry, yes, of course.
Thank you. Celia,
Grant, I'm so glad you're here.
I just wanted to come by and see how you were doing.
I'm better, thanks.
No new developments?
Nothing but.
Celia, I don't think...
It's all right. Grant's my friend. He can hear about this.
Hear about what?
Grant came here today. He was angry and demanded to talk with me.
You were alone here?
Yes, the maid couldn't make it, and Holly and Robert were both gone.
He broke in through a secret door that Robert had installed.
Did he harm you?
Oh, not exactly.
She was scared, but Robert took Grant in for questioning, but no charges were filed. It is possible that Grant just wanted to talk to her.
After the explosion? The threats? Everything that Celia has been through?
Well, he sounded very sincere, and Robert gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Just as long as you're all right.
We'll take good care of her.
I know you will.
Oh, Lal, I'm sorry, late.
Well, you don't have to tell me, busy day.
I'm talked out. I've spoken to everybody that could speak.
What did Grant have to say?
Oh, which one? I talked to both of them.
Andrews.
Enough to tell me that I don't believe that his intentions were to harm Celia when he broke in here.
Well, how can you be so sure?
Come on, the guy's not going to commit a murder in the house of a police commissioner. Well, I believe him. He just wanted to chat to her.
Well, then how do you explain Celia's hysteria?
She got spooked by the explosion and jumped to the wrong conclusions.
You have to admit, though, the evidence is overwhelming.
Highly overwhelming. We've got a boot, we've got an eyewitness, and people that overheard his threats. What we don't have is a clear motive.
Jealousy over Grant Putnam isn't enough?
No, not in Grant's sense. Sorry. Listen, what did you get out of Celia?
Well, just that she's convinced that Grant wants her dead.
Why?
So that he can get the money from Grant Putnam's will and run away with Tanya.
No, I'm sorry. If that were the case, he would have been a lot more cautious. As it is, he's taken no precautions at all. All in all, as an ex-DVX spy, he's been bloody sloppy.
Well, Celia's convinced.
Because of what she heard?
I think there's more. I think there's something she's not telling us.
I guess there's got to be.
I told her that she's going to have to tell you that it's all got to come out.
Where's she now?
Upstairs.
Celia?
Hello, Robert.
Thought we could have a little chat.
All right.
Holly seems to feel you're not telling us everything in this case.
It was Grant, you know that.
He claims he has no reason to kill you.
Well, what about the will?
Look, he knows enough about the law, and that's going to be tied up for years. Now, if he wants money to run off with Tanya, he's going to have to find it somewhere else.
Then he was jealous. You know how crazy he's been acting lately.
I don't believe he's that desperate.
You don't, huh? Well, there was something else.
And what?
Something I saw.
Well, go on.
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Whatever she's holding back has got to be pretty strong to elicit that sort of a reaction.
She's been like this all day.
Don't you have any idea what it would be?
Whatever it is, it proves to her that Grant Andrews is guilty.
Well, why not tell us then?
I don't know. Embarrassment, fear, guilt, or it could be anything.
Yeah, anything at all. Including the key to this whole thing.
You think so?
Well, let's face it. Grant's story doesn't hold a lot of water. On the other hand, I've got this gut feeling about Putnam. Grant maintains he's being framed. Who better to do that than Putnam?
It all goes back to the same question of motive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Perhaps whatever Celia is holding back is the answer to two questions.
Two?
Grant Andrews' innocence and Putnam's guilt.
Or vice versa.
Exactly.
Oh, it's all too complicated for me.
We've got two men here presenting widely different stories. What I want to know is what's the truth.
Well, the evidence does seem to be pretty much against Andrews.
I'm still going to check his story.
Oh, how are you?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to just go straight to bed.
What about dinner?
Not very hungry.
Yeah, why don't you do that, love? We'll resume this in the morning.
All right.
Night.
Good night.
Good night. No answers tonight.
I'm a patient person. I can wait.
But what if she wanted to talk to you tomorrow?
Don't worry. She'll talk to me. And soon. That I'm going to make a point of.
I'm going to get some breakfast now. Would you like some tea?
No, thank you, Holly. If it's all right with you, I'll just go upstairs.
Yes, of course. Go ahead. Is there anything I can do for you?
No, I wish there were.
Robert, I think we should talk about Celia. I'm really worried about her.
Well, I'm worried about it too, but not now. I've got to get to headquarters for a lineup.
Well, if you're going, it's got to be pretty important.
It is. Grant Andrews has been brought face to face with his accusers, and I want to see if they all stick to their stories. I better go. Do you think Celia will be all right?
Well, I'll go and check on her in a moment. I thought I'd suggest she spend the day helping out in the spa boutique. If we've been so busy lately, at least she'll be distracted.
Good idea.
Robert.
Huh?
If you get the chance, could you give me a ring after you've done the lineup? I'd like to know how it goes.
Sure. But if I don't,
I know. I'll assume you had your hands full.
Right. Well, love, gotta go.
Robert?
Yeah.
Could I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, yeah, of course. I've got to be at headquarters, but, well, I guess I've got time. What's up?
Well, you and Holly have helped me so much. I feel very strange saying this, but I feel very uncomfortable staying here.
I think I understand, but why don't you tell me?
It's wrong for me to stay here while you're investigating my husband.
Yeah. I thought that was it, and I can see why you would feel that way.
Perhaps I shouldn't ask this question, but it does look bad for Grant, doesn't it?
Nobody has more of a right to an answer than you do, Celia, so I'll come straight out with it. Yeah, it looks bad for him.
Are you going to arrest him?
Depends on developments.
Such as?
Well, right now, the most important thing is to establish a motive. If we can establish a strong motive for Grant's actions, then I'll go to the DA and have a charge of attempted murder leveled against him.
Well, where will he be charged? One of those small towns near the cabin?
No, right here in Port Charles. You see, that cabin is in our county, so it comes under our DA's jurisdiction.
Could come to a trial, then?
If the DA gets his indictment.
Right here in Port Charles, huh?
Yeah. This is the county seat. Look, I know what I'm telling you is rather disturbing, but I want you to know everything so that, well, so that you can know what to expect.
Thanks. Makes me even more sure I shouldn't stay here, though.
You know, you're welcome, but I can understand why you would want to leave. Where you go?
Quartermains?
Gatehouse?
Oh, no. No, if Grant's still there, definitely not.
I didn't think so.
No, I'll just have to ask the Quartermains if it's all right if I stay there for a while.
Look, I'm sure they'll be happy to have you.
I hope so. The idea of spending even a single night with Grant in the same place is unthinkable.
Face forward with your hands at your side. Absolutely positive.
I'm positive.
Okay. Listen, well, thank you very much for coming down.
Oh, Commissioner, you want us to wait outside?
Please come in. Thanks very much for being here, Mrs. Sparks. Now, look, I want you to relax. Take your time. Just stand here.
Can those men see me?
No. It's one-way glass. They can't see you or hear you. Now, I want you to look very carefully at all four men.
Well, the man second from the left.
What about him?
Well, the way he's hanging his head, I can't see his face.
Number 2. Look straight forward, please.
Is that better?
Yes, I can see them all now.
Good. Now look very carefully. Do you see the man there who you observed running from the boat the day of the explosion? I want to give you this straight. I got 2 positive eyeball IDs on you. Harry the woodcutter, who saw you the day he was out chopping wood, and Mrs. Sparks, who saw you on the day of the explosion.
That woodcutter couldn't possibly have seen me that day. I was off on a wild goose chase looking for Dr. Campbell.
And what about this alleged phone call that Jimmy Lee took with a person who didn't have an English accent?
I can't help it if Jimmy Lee doesn't know an English accent when he hears one.
Grant! The woodcutter not only saw you, he saw your car.
Then Grant Putnam must have driven my car up to the cabin.
How? You said your car wasn't working that day.
Then I was wrong. That's it. Robert, I remember Celia did not want me to look under the hood of the car. That has to be the answer. The car would have worked. It would have worked, and Putnam must have driven up to the cabin pretending to be me.
Grant.
So help me, Robert. I'm telling you the truth.
Then explain this to me. Now you say that Putnam drove your car up to the cabin.
Yes, pretending to be me.
But how can he when he was supposed to have been in Long Island with Celia having a weekend? Now, how can he be in 2 places at once?
I don't know. You're deliberately confusing me.
I'm trying to get to the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. I wasn't at the cabin.
And I've got 2 people who'll swear in court that you were.
And they're lying.
Why? Why do they want to do that? They've got nothing to gain by it.
Maybe Putnam paid them off.
Oh, come on. You're really reaching now. Now, look, I want you to think about something.
About what?
The hole you're digging for yourself is getting deeper by the hour.
I can't help that.
Grant.
What?
Next time you and I talk, I think you better have a lawyer with you.
Why?
For your own protection.
What's the use?
Beatrice happy to be getting back to work.
Oh, well, so should I. See you.
Okay, see you.
Excuse me, ladies. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Hi, I'd like a word with you.
Oh, not right now, Leo. I have some phone calls to make.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you.
Beg your pardon?
You should be. Begging my pardon, that is.
What?
Where do you get off accusing me of slandering Beatrice?
It was more than an accusation. I stated a fact.
Well, you got your facts wrong. In fact, the only one that's slandering is you right now.
Well, I don't think so. But if you insist, I could discuss this with my husband. He is the police commissioner, you know.
Oh, is that a threat?
You can take it any way you like. But I haven't really discussed you with him and your presence here in the spa, but next time around I'll make a point of it.
You don't scare me, Holly.
The feeling is mutual.
Can we talk?
Robert, I'm sorry. I gotta go up to the spa right now.
Well, this is important. It's about the Andrews case.
Sure, what is it?
Does, this mean anything to you?
Swear, yeah.
You familiar with it?
Yeah, we use it.
Tell me about it.
Well, it's imported, and it's not in common use.
You keep a supply of it here?
Yeah, we do. Look, can I ask you something?
Sure.
How's Celia?
Well, she's disturbed. She's carrying a heavy burden at the moment.
Yeah. She need anything?
Not at the moment. She's about to move back with the quartermains.
What? Not to the gatehouse?
No. She's going to move into one of the guest rooms there. She should be there by now.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Can we get back to the subject?
Sure, look, I told you, we use this wire.
Where do you keep your explosives?
The dynamite's right behind there, that closet, in the cabinet.
You keep a running inventory?
Sure.
Reckon you can check it for me now?
Sure. Just be a minute.
Anything unaccounted for?
Yeah.
Enough to blow up a boat?
I'm afraid so.
Tell me, who has access to the explosives?
Oh, well, supposedly myself, the blasting crew, and the foreman.
Supposedly.
Yeah. You see, I'm forced to stash a set of keys right there in the drawer, so any workman who was in the trailer could have seen one of the guys go for it.
Anybody at all in the trailer?
That's right. Anybody that works here.
Stella's sister said that you wanted to see me?
Yeah. Suppose the doors, please.
Very well.
I think we should have a little talk. And I want you to be completely honest and forthright with me.
I'll try.
Now, trying really isn't good enough. You got to tell me everything you know.
I don't know where to start.
Well, why don't we start with these, reasons that you believe Grant has for wanting to kill you? You must have beliefs behind those reasons.
There's so many.
Well, let's take them one at a time.
Well, mostly it's his behavior. He's been so volatile lately, I don't know whether he's going to be calm or fly into a rage.
Has he flown into many rages?
Yes. And then there's Tanya.
What about her?
Well, I've been suspicious of Grant's relationship with her for quite a while.
Do you know if they've had relations?
I can feel it.
Celia, look, feelings aren't good enough. And neither are suspicions. I've got to have a good, strong motive for Grant's action. Something that's going to stand up in court.
Then you are going to bring charges against him.
I'm getting closer to it by the minute. But listen, before I go to the district attorney with a charge of attempted homicide against your husband, I better know what I'm talking about, and my facts better hold up.
Well, Robert, I really don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to think very, very carefully. And if there's something you haven't told me, then now's the time to do it. Take all the time you want, Celia.
Just exactly what is it you want me to come up with, Robert?
Anything to strengthen the state's case.
Could you be more explicit?
Celia, attempted homicide is a major crime. Now, before I start leveling charges at your husband, I'd better know what I'm talking about, what I'm looking for. What I'm searching for is a strong motive.
For blowing up that boat?
More to the point, for wanting to kill you and Putnam, or both of you. I mean, how's he going to benefit from that?
You want me to provide the motive?
I don't care what you want to call it. Motive, gain, emotional benefit. I've got to prove beyond reasonable doubt that Grant committed that crime.
You're asking me to help you arrest my own husband for attempted murder.
Then please understand one of my motives, Celia. It's your safety. You've already stated you're living in fear with the man. His dangerous rages. I can't allow that to continue.
Robert, you've heard him say it. He says that he would never want to hurt me. What if that's true? What if there is a reasonable doubt?
Look, forget what he says, will you? You're living in fear by your own admission. Only this morning you said living with him for one more second will be unthinkable.
I couldn't live with him, no.
Why not? Oh. Shall I tell you? Because you're scared of him. And you're scared of what he might do to you.
Yes.
Then let's go back to the motive for the explosion, huh?
If I were dead, Grant would be free to go
I'm
with
aware of
Tanya.
that. That's not definitive.
Well, then what is? I've suspected them for quite a while.
Again, your suspicions aren't good enough. I need facts.
Well, I don't have facts.
Are you absolutely sure you don't?
Robert, will you stop hammering at me?
I can't, Celia. It's my job to get the truth.
I don't know the truth.
I think you do. Now tell me, Celia. Tell me for your own protection.
Tell you what?
Tell me about Grant and Tanya and why you suspected them.
I had good reason.
Well, come on. What are the reasons?
I saw them.
You saw them what? Where?
The night of the festival, I followed them.
Where'd they go?
Back to her place.
All right, you followed them back to their place. Then what?
And then I saw them through the door.
You saw them through the door. What were they doing?
They were making love, damn it! You had to make me say that, didn't you?
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because I couldn't.
Protecting your husband?
No. No, it was more like protecting myself. What I did made me feel cheap. I wish I hadn't done it. I wish I hadn't seen them.
But you did. Your testimony could make our case for us, Celia. Are you prepared to go to court, on the stand, and tell them what you told me now?
No, I can't.
Celia, look, if you will not under oath repeat this statement, who's going to do it? I can't get up there. It's hearsay. It's inadmissible evidence.
I won't, Robert. I won't stand up there and humiliate myself like that. Don't ask me to.
Got a message you wanted to see me.
I have to, Holly. I don't know who else I can turn to.
Turn to about what?
You know as well as I do, Robert doesn't keep anything from you.
That doesn't mean I can discuss it, Grant.
But you do know what's going on. It's like a noose around my neck, and I can feel it getting tighter and tighter.
I'm truly sorry, Grant, but I don't understand what it is you want me to do.
2 witnesses identified me in a lineup today. Did you know that? 2 of them.
I can't discuss police business. Surely you understand that.
I don't want you to discuss it. I just want you to believe one thing.
What?
Holly, as God is my judge, I would never, ever try to harm Celia. Do you believe that?
Whether or not I believe that isn't really important, Grant.
I want Celia to believe it. She will listen to you. Tell her I would never hurt her.
Right,
She
but
has to believe that.
I can't make up Celia's mind for her, Grant.
Holly, just tell her. I'm desperate. I know exactly what's happening to me.
What?
I can't change what's going on with Robert right now. I know it is just a matter of time before I'm arrested, before I am officially charged with attempted murder.
Grant, I explained I cannot discuss Robert's business, not with you or with anybody.
You don't believe me?
I didn't say that. This may not help very much, but for what it's worth, I'd like to believe you.
But you don't.
You said yourself the evidence is piling up against you. I'm really sorry about what has happened, but there is nothing I can do.
Tell Celia that I would never hurt her. Goodbye, Holly. Thank you for listening to me. Just the person I wanted to see.
Why?
Well, I wanted to tell you that I was thinking about what we talked about, and I'm willing to forgive and forget.
This ever since breakfast.
It's been a long day, isn't it?
The worst.
Yeah, I know.
You don't even know the half of it.
No?
I saw Celia at the Quartermains today.
And?
No, I felt like a real louse. She's a friend of ours.
And Grant?
Yeah, him too. After much prodding and pushing, I got the truth out of her, much to her dismay.
The truth?
About Grant and Tanya.
Is the truth what I think it is?
They're having an affair.
And Celia knows it?
She saw them.
Oh, no. When?
Night of the festival. Apparently she followed them back to Tanya's house and saw them there making love.
Poor Celia. And she told you that herself?
After I dragged it out of her.
That can't have been easy for you.
No, as you said, she's a friend.
So was Grant. And he still is, in a way. This is the man who saved my life.
You think I don't think about that every time I've got to question him? I mean, after the interrogation today, I had to confront him with the fact that we now have 2 solid witnesses that saw him. And I'm saying to myself, hey, this is the guy that saved my wife's life.
Must be awful. Must be awful for you.
Yeah. Me, Celia, Grant.
Grant came to see me at the spa today.
What do you want?
He wanted me to convince Celia that he wouldn't ever harm her.
What'd you say?
What can I say? Nothing. I just said I was really sorry.
Damn it, I wish none of this had ever happened.
You know, you are the best police commissioner Port Charles has ever had, or ever will have.
Give it my best shot.
And you always succeed, no matter how awful the job is. You know what's really nice? Not only do I love you, but I really respect you. And that's not necessarily the same thing.
Do you know how good it is to hear you say that?
Don't you ever forget how much I love you, and that I'm behind you all the way.